Ba-ba-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, bum bum, ba-ba-bum. It's Doctor Who reviews. Doctor Who season series 15, episode 6, and it's the Interstellar Song Contest. Now, where to begin? Shall I leave the bad bit at the end? I'll leave the bad bit at the end. I actually enjoyed this one. I know there'll be many who are shaking and upset with this episode, but I kind of enjoyed it because things happened in it. There was a story where things happened, and that was it. It felt like a Doctor Who story, well, modern Doctor Who story. It was still quite, boxy, but it still felt like things happened. We'll do a synopsis, we'll do a little run through, and then we'll get to the problem. Yeah. So anyway, we're doing the thing with the, was it Vindicator? Is that what it's called? So it's a funny, strange thing. And the plot device takes them to, for whatever reason, the Interstellar Song Contest, which is on a big spaceship, big space station floating in space. And of course, they've got to stay because it's very gay. And why not? Look, I don't mind camp. I like camp. Flash Gordon, one of my favourite films. I can do camp. I like it. But when it goes, camp's all right. When you just keep it to a level, if you know what I mean. Look at Flash Gordon. Anyway, it's very camp. Rylan is revived. Rylan Clark. I don't mind him. He's all right. It was funny. He's revived. He's in like cryogenic sleep, and they keep reviving him, which I thought was funny. And I thought it was very good of him to take part in this, and he was very self-deprecating in the role, and I liked him. I thought he was funny in it. And so you've got the because this was broadcast on the same night as the Eurovision Song Contest. Well done, Israel, for coming second. Well done. We showed them. Yes. Wasn't it great when they got all those points? You see, all that marching, all that chanting gets you nowhere. They call what you saw there was what they call the silent majority. It's a beautiful thing. But anyway, I digress. The idea is that there is the Interstellar Song Contest. It's going ahead. Of course, there will be spoilers. But things don't go to plan because they never do. Because the Doctor's there to fix things. We've been here before. It's a common trope in Doctor Who where the Doctor deliberately lands somewhere to fix a problem. We're all right with that. In the crowd is Mrs. Flood. And she's got a device too. You think, what's that? And then the Hellions turn up. Who are the Hellions? Well, the Hellions are the villains, but I'm going to talk about them more later on when I've done the bit, because it's great. I'm going to leave it till the end. I think it's best. And the Hellions are the villains. They are the villains of the piece. They've got something that's going to generate a delta wave. Where have we heard delta wave before? Well, back at the very end of the first season series with Christopher Eccleston, he was creating a delta wave to destroy the Daleks. Well, we're gonna have a delta wave here, and it transpires that they're going to use the delta wave to kill off all the viewers of the Interstellar Song Contest. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. Personally, I think there's an upside to that, because if you're watching that trash, Maybe you need to be finished off. Just saying. Just saying. Because it caters to a certain audience, a very dim audience. And I imagine it would do in the future. So I'm rooting for the Hellions. I'm rooting for him. I'm saying, go on, my son. Go on, them, son. But what they also do is the main villain, who's imaginatively called Kid. I thought it was Kif to begin with, because of my hearing. I thought Kif's from Futurama. But it's Kid, as in Billy Goat, because they actually say it later on, you know. Kid as in goat, just in case you misheard it. Is it Kif or Kid, you know? Or Kin? Kith or Kin? Anyway, what they do is they release the big kind of false bubble that's holding everyone in. Everyone gets sucked into space, and I thought, oh, this is good. This is good. A mass killing. Well, of course, it's Doctor Who. It doesn't go like that. But I thought that was good. I thought it was scary. It actually made me go, oh, like that. Oh, I went, oh, and the Doctor gets sucked up into space too. So does the TARDIS. So does Mrs. Flood. And it looks like everyone's got, even for a minute you think even what's her name? Belinda Chandra. I always want to call her Sheila Chandra, the singer. You know, ever so lonely, ever. God, that reference has gone down very well. Monsoon. Musical reference. You're not going to know what I'm talking about. She's saved for reasons. We'll get to those later on. And it looks like everyone's a goner, and it looks like the baddies are going to win. And you think, oh, this is good. This is really good. Oh, this is good. And then the guy who was the editor of Sugar Ape, there's a reference. He turns up with his boyfriend. He's with gay in real life anyway. And they're annoyed because they got locked out of their seat. God, this is boring, but they're going to be important because he has something to do with holograms, because he used to work on the show, on the Interstellar Song Contest, and he's going to be important. Talk about the right men in the right place at the right time. And then the Doctor, whilst floating in space, appearing to be frozen, isn't, because he's revisited by the voice, the ghostly figure of his granddaughter. Yes, Susan Foreman returns. Carol Ann Ford herself calls to him from beyond. And you go, well, that's interesting. Come back. Come back, she says. Come back where? Come back where? Come back to Earth, 1963. Come back to Gallifrey. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. I've got a funny feeling we're going to find out. Or come back to his senses. You know. But anyway, he comes to, and he uses a glitter cannon to get his way back to the space. I like that. It made me laugh. It made me laugh. I thought it was funny. I thought at last they're doing something with the budget. Again, this was the episode where you feel like they actually did something with the budget. Even though some of it is a bit boxy and a bit, one room, you did get the feeling that things were happening and that money was spent. And it's a shame that a similar level of care and production value wasn't put into the other episodes. Many of them have just been people standing in a room talking to each other. This one, not this one, the previous one, the one which was the Midnight sequel, they've been fairly static. This one, it felt like there was some movement, even though it was minimal. It still felt like there was movement. He gets back by various means. He overthrows the bad guys. There's a torture scene. He tortures the bad guy. He electrocutes him. It's quite disturbing. I didn't like it. But the Doctor's enjoying it because he feels like something has changed within him. Being frozen in space has frozen one of his hearts. He's... And it's pretty bad. And even Belinda, when she appears and sees him, she goes, what the... But don't worry, she'll be all right about it later. She's not even wary. She's like... And... So yeah, he saves the day. He saves the day, stops the Delta wave, and we find out that the Hellions are a race who are hated around the galaxy. They're hated. They're seen as villains. They have these horns, so they've got this devilish kind of a tribute to them. And one of the singers was actually, she was one of the Hellions, but she cut her horns off and hid her stumps with her hair. And she sings at the end a big song. Once they've restored everyone, they've got everyone back, because they didn't die. There was a further false bubble around there, Mavity, whatever, and everyone's saved. Great. It's a shame that. I was hoping it'd all be. It was a bit ridiculous, that bit ridiculous, but you know, they revived Rylan again. I thought it was funny. I want Rylan to be the new Doctor. I think he'd be great as the new Doctor. Cameo by Graham Norton as a hologram. Shame it wasn't Terry Wogan. Really, they should have had Graham Norton talking over the end credits, like that time we did it with Matt Smith. Do you remember? That would have been funny, but we didn't do that. So yeah, it resolves itself, and the Doctor is quite brutal in his resolution of all of this, and he skips off. But there's a post-credit scene. A brief post-credits scene where, and this is the kicker, this is what we've been waiting for. Mrs. Flood, played by Anita Dobson, is revived, but she goes, I don't feel good. One of my brain stems got frozen in. Well, it's not good for a time lady. And you go, oh, she said time lady. Maybe my theory, all those years ago, last year, when she first made her appearance and said, haven't you seen the TARDIS before? Broke the fourth wall. I said, now I don't know if I mentioned it in the review, but I know I said it at home to blank stares from everyone. Oh, she's the Rani. The Rani. You know, because if you get a lot of rain, you get a flood, don't you? Rani. And yeah, she does a bi-generation and she becomes a split Rani. There's two Ranis now, of course. There's her and there's a new Rani, and they're in pursuit of the Doctor. And that's how it ends. Now I'm going to talk about my theories about where we're going with all of this. But we've got to address the elephant in the room. Now, this wasn't written by Russell T Davies. This was written by trans writer Juno Dawson. I think they did a good job of it. I liked it. I thought it was good. They should have written more episodes. It actually had a beginning, a middle, and an end. The protagonists and everyone was motivated correctly. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. Though I do think they need to make it more, I don't know, more diverse, in that, you know, the villains are the heterosexual white couple, and the heroes are the not heterosexual brown people. But I guess that's subverting expectation these days. The white man's always going to be the villain. But that's not the problem. The problem is the Hellions. The Hellions. What are the Hellions? Well, the episode should have been called The Doctor and the Space Jews. Yeah, because there is an old, anti-Semitic trope. And you'd have seen this in Borat. Borat did this a couple of times. Sacha Baron Cohen's fantastic creation from Kazakhstan. He talks about the Jews having horns. Throw the Jew down the well. Go and look it up. Also, when they do the running of the Jew, it has horns. There is an anti-Semitic trope that Jews have horns. The horns of, I think it's the horns of Moses. Moses, again, in some biblical texts, has horns. And then it kind of got, that imagery got put onto the devil. And so the devil and the Jew you know, anti-Semitic crossover. There's also the blood libel of the cannibalism. The Hellions are cannibals. In the blood libel, Jews eat babies. Just putting it there. And they're despised, supposedly, by certain people, and in this and they supposedly destroyed their own country. Are you following? So it's the Doctor versus the Space Jew. However, Juno Dawson, is that the name? I'm worried I keep getting the names wrong. Kind of gets us sympathising with them at the end. And this is all over honey. Poppy honey. Now, I don't know about you, but do you remember there was a character called Captain Poppy in Space Babies? And last week, in the episode with the barber, Poppy, the Space Baby, was in it. There's a scene where they look and she's running like down the alley. A little girl with the same kind of hairstyle as Poppy the Space Baby. Interesting. But anyway, the Hellions are space Jews. I don't know about that. Now, maybe Juno Dawson is a Jew themselves. I don't know. Maybe it was a clever little bit of subversion. Maybe it was a bit of clever writing. You know, maybe it could be that. It could be that because at the end of it, the audience, after the singer who's hiding her Hellion appearance, again, Jews often hide their appearance, hide their Star of David jewelry, hide, drying out a bit, hide their religion. Yeah. After she reveals herself and everyone gasps and recoils in horror, she sings a song of the Hellions and everyone reluctantly applauds. Maybe there'll be new understanding for them, because it's also anti-corporation, it's anti-capitalist as well, because this corporation, the ones behind destroying their world, it's all revealed. But so it's Space Jews versus the man, and yeah, so there's a lot there to unpack. There's a lot there to unpack. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I liked the story. I thought it was all right. I thought the Hellions were a little bit comedic. I think there might have been more of them if they were going to do that, rather than a couple. There was only two of them that did this. That seemed a little bit unrealistic. You expect like a team of 4 or 5 maybe overpowering them, all being undercover, in the control room. I'd have got that. But other than that, I thought it was an interesting premise. I enjoyed it, and it sets up for the finale. Now we've got the Rani. Like I said, the Rani has been the punchline to many a joke in the Doctor Who sphere. Whenever there was a mystery, like a mysterious character being pushed forward, or someone's coming back, the joke was, oh, it's the Rani. Well, Russell T Davies, via Juno Dawson, has revived her. The Rani is a scientist. She is a rogue Time Lord who deals with science and all sorts of experiments and weird things. And here's my theory. She's responsible for the bi-generation. She's been tracking the Doctor for a long time because of what he did to the Master / Missy. She's been tracking him since probably Whittaker's regeneration, possibly before then. I wouldn't be surprised if she had a hand in that Power of the Doctor episode, and she's been tracking the Doctor since then, and that's why Tennant came back. She forced the regeneration to revive the Tennant Doctor. She's the one behind the bi-regeneration by means unknown, and she's the one who retrieved the tooth that contained the Master's essence, I believe. And yeah, it's all going to come together. Sutek, that wasn't really Sutek. That was a creation of her. Again, Susan Twist character. She's kind of another variant of the Rani, possibly, or just someone who does her bidding. We're going to see 2 Ranis and a Master take on the Doctor next week, I believe. And it's going to be that everything has been a trap to capture him. Ruby Sunday, she's a trap. But it didn't work. Belinda Chandra, a trap. Maybe the Rani, by means, fair or foul, turns out to be a mother or somehow related to them. You know, she knows of them. It's all been a trap. Because remember, when the Doctor turns up at the in-cell, you know, to tell him off when he's in his prison cell, he asks her about, I think Belinda's name is mentioned, and he goes, "Who's Belinda?" So that's a future Doctor. Maybe Belinda just disappears when he gets back to Earth and he's on his own. That's it. I think it's just a massive big trap, and the Doctor's got to figure it all out because the Rani's got him for reasons, whatever. Maybe to revive the Time Lords. There'll be the Time Lords. The Time Lords maybe are going to punish him because he feels like a different Doctor. I do not know. I do not know. But it's going to be one of those things where it's all going to come together. I think again, this is why Davis has been doing what he's been doing. This was always meant to be 2 seasons series. This has been an overarching arc, and we've not realised it. He's been cleverer than we realised, or stupider than we realised, and it's all led to this point. Because you've got to remember how these were written and filmed. They were all written and filmed very close together. And yeah, it's all been a big trap for the last 2 seasons series. And it's the Rani what done it all. The Rani what done it all revives the Master using the body of Conrad, the incel. He's the new Master for a while. And yeah, and that's the end of it. That's the theory that I'm working on after all of this. But I did enjoy this episode. I thought there was a spectacle there, and it's a shame that we didn't have more episodes like this that was actual kind of trying to be science fiction and had a bit more scope to it. And I know a lot of people won't like it. That's fine. I enjoyed it. Thought it was all right. And yeah, that's the review. Not as bad as I was anticipating. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But I enjoyed the bit, and I enjoyed Rylan getting sucked into space and being saved. That amused me, and the glitter gun and everything, the glitter cannon. Oh, come on! Sometimes you just got to go with the flow. Yeah, so that was it. I'm reaching. Oh, should we have this one? Yeah, we'll have this one this week. I don't know if this one's got any juice in it. I don't know. How does it work? I don't know. This one's got no juice in it, I'm afraid. Oh, that's no good. I must have left it switched on. That's no good. I'll use this one instead. I'll use one of my fancy ones. I'll use this one. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm doing it quiet because it's quite late at night. Just finished watching the Eurovision. And yeah, we'll do this all again soon. Remember, folks, always be careful. Sorry, I got a bit carried away then. My finger slipped on the controls because it's all done. What was I going to say? Remember, so unprofessional. I was going so well, and then my finger just hit the outro, just all wrong. You could say this is a bit like a post-credit scene, couldn't you? Should we do it like a post-credit scene? Okay then. And I'll say, thank you for watching. Right. And I go, No, it's a post-credit scene or a mid-credit scene. Yeah, and that's cool, isn't it? Anyway, I've kept you for too long already. Sorry for going on. But anyway, beware of those space Jews. They're everywhere. It's the horns what give them away. But be careful where you stick your sonic screwdriver. I'm finished.